How would you feel after investing in a property only to be upside down because of rising interest and inflation rates? Most people don't have enough required capital to purchase an investment property because the shrinking inventory is being scooped up by cash-rich investors who can overbid on properties while avoiding inflated interest fees. So I've created a virtually no-risk strategy that allows you to turn the tables and make quantum real estate investments, giving you a chance to acquire properties for pennies on the dollar and get a guaranteed return on your money. I know. Each year, thousands of taxpayers become subject to losing their property for non-payment of property taxes. Now, there are many reasons for this. Carelessness, forgetfulness, a wrong mailing address on file, deaths, or just the inability to pay. Really, the reasons go on and on. In the state of Arizona, it's estimated that taxes could be reduced by nearly 20% if all property taxes were paid when due. The reality of the situation, however, provides astute investors with an opportunity for a safe, secure investment with a rate of return unmatched in the general American investment arena. It's possible to start this program with as small an investment as $2,000, and then add to it as more is available. The setup and initiation fee is only required and paid once, and that's prior to our first transaction. One must also consider that the funds invested may not quite possibly be liquid for a period of time. If adequate attention is given to these considerations, the experience can be lucrative and exciting. It's true that tax delinquency opportunities present tantalizing situations by which one may acquire properties by paying the taxes thereon. But one should not enter into the field with this motivation in mind. The real value is in its attractive, stable, and satisfying rate of returns on invested funds. Considering the program for investment only, one would be hard-pressed to find a savings account, bank CD, stocks, or bonds which have a comparable return. The acquisition of properties is an opportunity offered to investors in the tax lien field, but this is the result of careful observation, research, and astuteness in planning. There are multiple strategies to get to the foreclosure process, but they all take patience and skill. But typically, these result in the highest and the best ROI. My goal for you is to introduce to you a proactive investment adventure and to suggest how it can minimize financial risk while generously rewarding participants. Now, perhaps a word of caution should be inserted here. Once a person understands how this tax lien program works, he often begins to exhibit what is known as the fever. He perceives how the funds can grow, but might be inclined to forget that his invested funds are not immediately liquid. Good consultation can help you mitigate this. Naturally, the states depend upon these revenues expected from the taxpayers to conduct the business of the state and its political subdivisions. These include schools, police and fire departments, libraries, and so on. When these funds are not forthcoming, it can be compared to an individual not receiving a paycheck when he counts on it to pay his bills. Each state has devised its own program for collecting these property taxes. In California, as an example, when taxes are 5 years delinquent, the property itself is sold at auction. There is no redemption period. Other states like Arizona, Nevada, Florida, and Texas will offer the tax liens to investors who buy them because of their generous rate of returns. and these rates are prescribed by the law. For the purpose of this presentation, and to help you understand the basics, I'm going to use the Arizona format. Taxes are calculated annually on an assessed valuation of each parcel. A notice of the value established by the assessor on which the tax will be based is mailed to the taxpayer. If the taxpayer wishes to challenge the valuation, he may do so between January 2nd and about February 15th of that year. Taxes for the current year are recorded as a treasurer's lien against the property on the first Monday after January 1st each year. And tax bills, by law, must be mailed to the taxpayer at least 45 days before the first half becomes delinquent. Taxes are usually paid in arrears. So, for example, the first half of taxes for 2022 is due on September 1st, 2022, and they're considered delinquent November 1st, 2022. The second half of taxes for 2022 are due March 1st, 2023, and they are considered delinquent May 1st, 2023. If tax is not paid when due, the treasurer will impose a penalty charge or an interest rate to the investor. During February of each year, an auction is held to offer to the public for investment tax liens which have been unpaid for 2 years. Tax liens not sold at the auction are listed in volumes in the back tax section of the county treasurer's office and may be purchased by investors throughout the year. In Arizona, the taxpayer has a 3-year redemption period dating from the auction date, which means if a parcel wasn't sold at auction and has 3 or more years of available tax liens, you can forego the redemption period. Tax liens not redeemed or sold to an investor within 5 years, dating from the date that they were auctioned, result in the state foreclosing on the property and offering it to the public at their excess land auctions. Now, I'm a big believer that our rewards in life are directly correlated to our level of service. And what better way to serve than to invest in the community? Here, I will explain how to get started with this opportunity.